Hi everyone, hope you're all well. This week's tutorial is going to be based around text, meaning that it could be at the beginning of a video or creating credits or a lower third base on a video. So what you do first is you go on the title panel and you click the text part. It will come up with the title like however you want to name your text. For example, the first one I'm going to name it as title, and you press OK, and it will come up with the typing pad, and you can just start typing. And here you got a few options. For example, if you want to make your text bold, or like what font you want your text to be in, if you want it to be regular, bold, black, all sorts. What you do, you just start typing. The title of this video is going to be Snowmornings, and after that you can highlight it, because you can change the colors as well. For example, like here you got an option on the legacy title properties, you got an option. If you scroll down, I would like mine to be in black. You can play around with it, so you got quite a few options here that you can work with on the text that you want. Yeah, go to the editing panel, and on the footage you look for your project here. Yep, footage. And if you look on the project, it will here, the title will be here, right here. So all you have to do is just click it and drag it, and you can just place it where you want it to be. So for example, I want mine to be at the top of this video, yeah, and I'll just make it a bit smaller, but right there. Okay. And after that, if you want to adjust anything on the title, all you have to do is just double click it, and it will come up with the essential graphics panel. Here you can see it. You can if you want to put it in the center, yeah. Or actually, if you just want to move it around, you can just click on the selection tool and move the whole text around just like that. For example, I'll leave it here where it can be seen, and I'll just make it a bit bigger. Yep. And one other thing as well, if you want your text to have a cinematic look on them, all you have to do is just highlight them and go to the counting tool and adjust the number that you want your text to be in. That will give it a cinematic look. For example, I'm going to make it 15 here. As you can see, it has spaced out each letter, and yeah, and it looks like a cinematic text. Or I'm going to say 20. There you go, and that's done. So after making the adjustments, you can just exit it because it's already saved on the timeline. So, and by the way, if you want the text to end smoothly without just disappearing abruptly, all you can do is just click on the title clip, and at the end of it you can just press Command D. That way it will give it an effect, like a fade out effect. So I'm just going to play it for you guys so that you can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, that way it will just fade out nicely and then just focus on the video. So the other second part of this video will be how to create credits at the end. The same way how we've done it at the beginning is the same way we're going to do it at the end as well. It's not too complicated. So all you want to do is get out your text panel, right here, you click it, and then you click the text part, new text, and you save it. For example, I'm going to save it as credits, and press OK, and there it will come up. Make sure that this is all the way at the end of the video, by the way. Let me go back to the text. Yeah, it will come up with a texting pad for you. So I'm going to type Esther's edits, and yeah, that's it. You can go to the editing panel to have an option to adjust the the credits and just move it around or change the color according to how you want it to be. So you double click it here and you get on the selection tool. The selection tool helps you move it around however you want it to be. For example, I want it to be at the center. This part you can move it horizontally or vertically. The choice is entirely up to you. And I'm just going to make mine a bit bold. So I'll just double click it and highlight it and make it bold. And you can just exit it and it will literally be done. If you go on your projects, if you see down here, it shows us where the credits are. So all you have to do is just drag it and place it on the timeline where you want it to be. I'll just crop it because it's too long for credits, but yeah, I'll just crop it to the size that I want it to be in. By the way guys, like if you want to make some adjustments in terms of like changing the background or changing anything, or like the color font and just changing, if you just adding a few colors to the background, you can. If you double click the credits text, it will bring you to the essential graphics panel, and you can scroll down to the background. If you click the background, it will give you an option. For example, if you want to make it solid or linear gradient, so I'm going to go for a linear gradient. That way it will help you add two colors. Like for example, if you want to add more than one color, it will help you do that. So if I click on this, it will come up with an option of different colors that I want to choose. So let's say for this one, I am going to go with yellow. Yep. And this part I will go with green. Yeah. So I'll just make it black. That way it's easily seen and you can read it properly. And that's that done. If you want to have a smooth fade out of the text, you can just go to Command and D and it will create that effect for you. Yeah. So I'll just play a little bit of it and just show you guys what I have been talking about. So the other part of this video is going to be about creating a lower third base for your footage. Most of the time a lower third base is used for branding purposes. The easiest way to do it without having to go to Photoshop every time you want to do a lower third base. Yeah, also make sure that you save that template so that you don't have to redo it every time that you want to make a lower third base for your video. You can just reuse the same template and copy it and put it onto the new footage that you want to put it onto. Going back to the text panel and click new text base and save it as lower third base. Press OK. Yep, it will come up with this typing tool, with this typing pad for you. Click where you want your lower third base to be. So for mine it's going to be Esther's edits, and then you can just go to editing, and if you go down here you'll see it right here. You double click it so that it comes up with the graphic essential panel, and you can highlight the text. For example, make it bold or change the color. I think I'm gonna change this color, yeah. But before I change the color, I'm just going to change the fill type. For example, I want it to be a linear gradient. So just click on that part and I want it to be blue. And the next part, let's say green. Yep. Because those are some of my color schemes. So yes. After doing that, you go to the select tool and you can just move it around and position it where you want it to be, basically on your footage. If you want it to be bigger, you can adjust it and all of that. So for my one, I want it to be like that, and I'll leave it right at the corner, and you can see this on every video that I've made. My name is just Esther's and it's right at the corner. So yes, after that you can just exit out of it, and there it is on the bin folder. So all you have to do is click it. All you have to do is click it and drag it onto the timeline. You could, and by the way, remember to put it at the top of the timeline because you want it to be at the top of everything, like all the text. And you can just drag it at the end to where you want it to be. For my one, I want it to be at the very beginning till the very end of the video. And yeah, if I play just a little bit of it from here at the beginning, you can see. So don't forget to create a smooth fade out on the lower third bass as well. So it's Command D. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like and share the videos. And by the way, let me know if you would like me to focus on any specific videos in the feedback section.